Yo, 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 what's good with it, Pack family? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. I'm here to bring you my top picks for the week of November the 28th. Y'all know how we do. So first off, without any further delay, we're going to get right into it. My first ticker I want to talk about is Delta Airlines, and that's the ticker DAL. So starting off with Delta, first thing I want to talk about here is that we got a double inside week set up here, sitting on Delta. And if you know me, I like those weekly level setups. So first off, we're looking at the 2112 potential above $35.39. I'm looking to take this one conservatively to the point of control on the week, which is right around $40, just below that, like $39.71. Overall, I do see this one pushing above the $40 range. We may get some corrective activity around $40 or so. And then ultimately, I could see this one pushing up to around the $47 range if we do get some continued bullish activity through the holiday season. So that's what I'll be looking at first off on Delta. So now moving into the tech sector, there's a couple tickers I want to talk about here, focusing on the first of which is Visa. So with the ticker V on Visa, I want to talk about a couple things. First off, we've had some very strong buying on the daily time frame. We've had 3 consecutive very strong buying days, and that caused us to have a very strong hammer closing out the week. So we're looking for a bullish continuation here on the week. Our level for entry would be above 214 flat. Looking to initially take this one to about the 220 range to get above this weekly broadening formation. Then from there, I'm looking to push this one to around 225, which seems to be this consistent level where, buyers have a lot of trouble getting above. So I think 225 is a level where I'm going to ultimately look to exit this trade. But looking at Visa, very strong to move up over the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks to this 225 range conservatively. But ultimately, if we have some other bullish activities and the charts play to our advantage, such as SPY and things of that nature, then yeah, we could push above that 225 range. But I'm going to give you these conservative levels just to get us started. So we'll see what happens from there. Obviously, you'll see my contract recommendations in the Discord. But anyway, Visa looks really good. Next one I want to talk about in the tech sector is NVIDIA. I want to get into the chips a little bit here. So in NVIDIA, we already know with the chips, as we talked about in the pack, this is their season. They like to run during this period of time. So we're looking for this one to continue to make a move to the upside. Friday, we closed inside, pulled down about $2.50, which is only like a 1.5% move to the downside. Just kind of stayed inside, didn't do much. So we closed out the week 2 down, very strong 2 down. So we're looking for a rev strat back to the upside here on the week above 165.27, and that'll push us up to close to the 180 range initially, which is we have some major broadening formations there. And then from there, we may have to go through a little bit of corrective activity. And then ultimately, I see us pushing up towards the $200 range on NVIDIA here over the next month or so. So that'll be one I'll be continuing to watch, as well as that is NVIDIA. We're already 2 up on the month, and we are failed 2 down on the quarter. So we are rocking and rolling, pushing to the upside here on NVIDIA. Next one I want to talk about, I want to get into the healthcare sector. I'm going to talk about Pfizer, ticker PFE. So Pfizer, we got some beautiful looking setups here. First off, I want to talk about the double inside day setup here. We've got a double inside, looking for a break to the upside above $49.22. We're conservatively looking at like $50 in that range is like the first level where we may get a little bit of there's a weekly broad information in that area, but from there I see us really pushing up to about the $52, $53 range, which will then put us close to magnitude on a quarter, which is at $53.92. So I can see us with this failed 2 down currently on the quarter, pushing up to test the other side of that range. We are already 2 up on the month, and we are already have reversed on the week time frame, and we're pushing up. So we're looking for this bullish continuation to take us through this next broadening formation level. And then the week trigger would be at $49.25, just above the daily trigger of $49.22. So you've got both of these triggers that are close in proximity, which is always a good thing for when looking for these cascading triggers type of deal. So Pfizer, There's another one that looks really good. I think in over $50 to this $53 range is where I'm looking at. To go test the other side of that quarterly magnitude. So next one I want to talk about, I want to get into the financial sector. I want to talk about one ticker in particular, and that is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has been strong over the last few weeks. Last week in particular, we've had just nothing but buying taking place. We had a TTO and it just took off from there. So now we're looking at a bullish continuation off of that TTO at an entry above 389.44. And we're looking to push this one up to about the 405 range. Conservatively, but I would say ultimately we're looking to maybe push this one up to like 430 if we get to continue bullish activity as I expect. And so we're already 2 up on the month on this one, and we're 2 up on the quarter as well on Goldman Sachs. So looking good for this one to continue up to make it towards this next macro level broad formation. So Goldman Sachs looks really good. I like the way it's setting up here. And that essentially, and then from there, I got one more ticker. Thought I was done, but I got one more for you. And that's the energy play. You know, I like my energy. So first one I want to talk about, or the only one I want to talk about here is PSX, and that is Phillips 66. I want to talk about a little TTO situation we got here on PSX. So first off, last week or the week before, we had a 2 up. We hit a major broadening formation on the quarter, which sent us back down. We had a little bit of a retracement here. And then last week, we had the inside week, very bullish inside week. We went back and retested that quarterly broadening formation and then closed the week out inside Friday. We didn't get rejected, you know, as you would typically expect with these major level broadening formation. So that's a signal that we do have buying and that buyers are present and that we want to push this one back to the upside. So we're looking for this another retest of this quarterly broadening formation here. So we're looking at this 212 bullish continuation to the upside here on PSX above 112.85. If we do indeed break to the upside, we're looking at 115 as another monthly level broadening formation, and then ultimately we see a broadening formation of like 121 where we could potentially see some corrective activity. So we got a little bit of magnitude to move to the upside. There's some more broadening formation ranges that are you know, a lot higher as well that we could potentially go and test, but we've got to get through these levels first. Then from there we can move forward and see if we're going to go take out all-time highs and things of that nature, but we're getting close, so be mindful of that as well. And that concludes my watch list. If you need the full watch list, you're going to have to join the pack and hop into the Discord to get our full list. But with this, y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch y'all in the Discord. Peace.